ഒരു കുറിച്ചാണ് Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. 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 Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om. Yes, what should we share?
What is the connection between Papa's latest foreign tour and journey?
Little louder, please.
What is the connection between
What is the connection between?
tour,
Connection.
Papa's latest foreign tour and journey within?
Latest foreign tour,
And journey within.
journey within.
What is?
The connection between latest foreign tour and journey, inward journey.
No, that inquest of God we were doing, no.
Ah.
So Swamiji had foreign tour, no.
Papa had foreign tour.
Swamiji.
Swamiji.
Connection.
I'm not very clear. What is the connection?
Between
Sridhar.
Papa's latest foreign tour. Papa in the form of bhoothaanaam.
Oh.
Journey within.
You mean the recent trip?
Yes, Swami.
Yes, it gave us a lot of exposure. Through that, Papa made many of his devotees to gather in each and every place, and then dwell on the various aspects of the ideal of the ashram, the source of all sources, Bhagavad Gita and its application in our daily life, how to bring spirituality in our day-to-day life, and the relevance of Ramnam in our spiritual sadhana, Saguna worship and Nirguna worship. Like that, so many subjects that were brought up along with question answer session about the karmic wrangle.
An account of Anandashram. An account of Anandashram.
An account of Anandashram.
And so many things. So what we have done is, when the satsang session is over, it was all recorded and it was sent to Shraddha here. She transcribed the whole thing and condensed it, and now we are sending it to the persons who organized it. There must have been 20, 30 such sessions. But while we now sit here and look back, and when this question was posed before us, what really wells up in our mind is that a comprehensive review of what all we have gathered during our days in ashram. It had an opportunity to come out. In a way, it was a wonderful journey, and each one, in certain cases when we went to Chinmaya mission, he made us to think about our 8 to 10 years of close association with the Chinmaya mission activities. All those things welled up, and then somebody asked us about Mataji here. So like that, it was in a comprehensive, not one-sided. The various approaches. Every now and then, yesterday, you remember, day for yesterday, we were telling what is reflection. What is reflection? Everybody,
Noble relations.
Between the putting the ideas between mind and the
Noble
intellect.
relations. Papa has said.
reflection means
Yes. Yes. Mataji is helping the person
no,
who
no,
has just harmed her.
no, reflection. We are telling about what is reflection. Yesterday we read out.
Ideas between mind and intellect.
Huh?
Ideas between mind and intellect, we should go deeper and
Ideas.
Chewing.
Swamiji,
like a cow.
I will read it again. Any amount of listening cannot make one gain wisdom. The knowledge gained through reading or listening must be assimilated and brought within the warp and woof of our understanding. Then alone can knowledge become wisdom. To put the ideas between the mind and the intellect and to chew them properly is reflection. Each one will have to get his own individual confirmation from his own bosom. Because everywhere when we used to request our devotees what should be shared, like what we are asking. So somebody will say something about ashram's ideal, something about the masters, Param Puja Papa, Param Puja Mataji, Param Puja Swamiji. Then, it gives us an opportunity, as a sadhaka, we take it as it's an opportunity for us to dwell more and more on it, not what we have read. What we have read, number one, plus what we have seen, what gets registered, stamped in our heart. So unless a field is provided, how will we do that? So Papa in his abundant grace provided through devotees these various topics or subjects or questions so that we were able to dwell on it based upon whatever assimilation or absorption that had taken place. This aspect is now welling up because the question is asked. Everywhere when we sit, we will casually ask what is to be shared. Because we were watching what Papa wants us to dwell. And it was very, very interesting. And the question answers also were very, very pertinent, and it was trying to get clarity on various aspects. There should be an instrumental cause for getting clarity, Just like day for yesterday, when we read a few portions from the look without seeing, that particular word. It made us to go to God experience. It made us to go to how to make Ram Nam chanting effective. What should be the mental state when we chant. All those things, there should be an instrumental cause. The instrumental cause was look without seeing. So we should take everything like that, not a session as such. An instrumental cause for us to dwell on him, and that is why he prompts. Just like the prompting came from Sridhar Bhatt, the prompting comes from him through some of his devotees, his chosen instruments, so that everybody gets clarity, including the one who is now answering. Because that aspect, if it is not asked, probably that would not have been very clear. But the moment the question is asked, the clarity he provides. This was the way in which the whole session took place. Now that you have asked, we will make an attempt to consolidate. Very difficult, Because each and every, one example I will try. When we went to one devotee's house in Dallas for Satsang, point shared in the Satsang. When we meet saints, number one, when we meet saints, attend bhajans, we feel uplifted, but after the session, we are back to square one. How can devotion to God and Guru be translated in our daily life? Clarity for that, clarity on the concept of spirituality is a must. When we meet saints, attend bhajans, etc., we feel uplifted. But after the session, we are back to square one. Same like what we have here. So how can devotion to God or Guru be translated in our daily life? So for this, what is first required is a correct concept of spirituality, correct concept of God, correct concept of Guru. And the next point is the spirit is in us, is also everywhere. Spirit is the sense of beingness. Anything connected with the spirit is spiritual. We think we are the body and therefore we cannot identify the common factor in everybody. The common factor is the spirit. Bhajans, etc., are a means to remind ourselves of the spirit. And then, thoughts shared on beloved Papa's poem, I Find Him Everywhere. Because in that poem, as you might all remember, everything that is connected with our daily life only has been pointed. Like our school, office, workshop, field, bullock cart, train, aeroplane, trees, earth, mountains, lakes, oceans, sky, where Papa says, I am that, I am that, I am that. No? So then God is intelligence absolute. Select a sadhana and pursue it with persistence, maintaining equanimity and expanding our love circle. Handle everything with a touch of love, touch of perfection, touch of gratitude, touch of dedication. Source of all sources. Human relations are more important than our petty likes and dislikes. The world we live in is a school in which observation and experience offer us immense possibilities for self-improvement. Nay, the world itself is our Guru or God, says Papa. In adverse circumstances, the normal tendency is to blame individuals or situations. So spiritual preceptors inform us that these experiences are meant to make us understand that it is not that we are looked down upon or belittled. It is to erase our ego that we are subjected to go through tough situations. Swami Satchidananda used to say that rubbing and scrubbing are necessary for the purification process. The sense of me and mine should know that it owes its origin to Him. Once we commit ourselves to spiritual life, God mysteriously guides us at every turn in life. Harmonize mundane and spiritual life. And there are 4 subdivisions there. Outer activities should be compatible with the inner aspiration. Nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant, nothing is irrelevant. Chanting will lead to witness consciousness. Everything should be done to remember Him. See divinity in everyone and everything. Consciously do everything with a touch of love. This is the way to avoid compartmentalizing mundane and spiritual. Try to enter into the mysterious origin of your and the world life. To know who you are in reality is the real question. To arrive at this truth, you have to, by a systematized process of thought and discipline, transcend all human limitations set by the body, mind, intellect, and then, embarking on the realm of the spirit, realize your immortal, changeless, blissful nature. Whenever the attitude of grumbling and complaining surfaces, try to remember to source of all sources. When we start realizing that everything is ordained by Him who is within us, then we will be emboldened and empowered to deal with any situation. Nobody can change the world, but we can change our attitude towards it, your perspective toward the world. The mistake we make is that before we correct ourselves, we try to correct the world. So our job is to refine ourselves, keep trying to go to the source, then we will be at ease. When we maintain the right relationship with the creation, it's a form of a payback to the Creator. Thoughts shared on a prayer by Swami Chinmayanandaji, sublimating the ego, was dwelt upon. Try to raise ourselves to a higher level before reacting to events and individuals. Anandashram helps us to know this truth by enabling us to maintain harmony at home, harmony at the workplace, harmony at the society through Naam, Seva, Dhyan. So these were 1.5 hours or 2 hours. These were the points. The whole thing, these points were covered. Probably not in this order, but all these points have been covered. And luckily, it was recorded, because it comes. It was not prepared. It was extempore. So nobody has any idea. So it must be also in between, people will be asking some questions. So anyway, all these things have been answered. क्या जी?
Anandashram.
So like this, roughly about 30 sessions. You see how the way in which the variety, the different facets, different approach to spirituality. And when we keep on telling them, everybody may not be able to remember everything. So then Papa provided through the science and technology the facilities to record, and gives an urge to somebody to patiently go through the same thing and type it out and put it in an order. And now we are sending this to every place where they have conducted this, so that they may be able to go through in their leisure hours. Oh, these are the things that were covered. One or two or three or four might remain with them. That is why Papa wants the purpose to be served. Otherwise, we go, we spend some time, we come back. It will not help. Out of these, whatever we have now listed, at least one or two or three or four. Now, when we read out, can anybody say anything from what we have heard? Any point? Try? Any one point? Huh?
Sadhana in daily life.
Sadhana in daily life, yes. Huh?
Nothing is irrelevant.
Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. Yes.
World is a school.
World is a school. The world we live in is a school. Then. All are keeping mum.
See him everywhere, his presence.
One point in nature,
One pointed.
single point in nature,
Huh?
One pointedness.
unity in thought, word and deed.
Everything? Whatever we have read now,
From that points.
Because if we want to reflect, we must register something in our mind. We read out.
See him everywhere.
How to bring spirituality in workaday life.
Huh?
Spirituality in workaday life.
Workaday life, correct. Then, that is enough. That we will keep on thinking about it. Then,
Papa's poem.
Papa's poem.
An account of Chinmaya and about his mission.
Chinmaya mission.
Very well explained. In
Then, many of you might have heard this. Because I think Sudha was posting it every day.
everything is so nice, but to say it comes to the form of book, it will be very
That is YouTube channel is this
You,
one
through
video.
YouTube channel, we were told it was there.
Yes, I have been going through, Swami.
Huh?
I have been going through daily.
Every day after the program is over,
Yes.
this used to be put up in YouTube
It came
so that interested person can go through it, and then we might forget because so many programs, so many sessions. But now again we can go through that. But all of you must have heard about it. If you were prompted from within. As I now, leaving aside, now we read out, in one house. Whose house? Swati Haladi's house. So these were the points. I will slowly read again.
Yes, Swami.
We are trying to reflect,
That is YouTube. Videos are there. All videos are there. Everybody has got the link.
Mama, these words were also there in the description box.
26 points were covered in this. So not humanly possible to remember. Okay. When we meet saints, attend bhajans, etc., we feel uplifted. But after the session, we are back to square one. how can devotion to God or Guru be translated in our daily life? This is not a new question for all of us, because every day we attend so many things, and we are back to square one. So how to do that? What is prompted from within now? Tell us.
Constant remembrance of God. God remembrance.
Cherry. Then
After bhajan or like they say, satsang.
ah,
After bhajan or satsang, Ramnam should be repeating internally in our mind.
Ramnam
Internally repeated.
Ramnam should be internally repeated. Okay, if that has given you benefit, yes. Let us try to not to bring any what do you call, anything that we have read, anything that we have put it into practice. That is important.
Swamiji,
Ah,
Swamiji,
ah,
before retiring to bed, I think about the satsang, whatever the saints or Mahatma have told, and keep on மற்றபடி கொஞ்ச நேரம் நினைச்சு பார்த்தாக்கா நமக்கு it gives you.
let it come from your experience.
Yes, Swamiji.
Ah.
I do like that.
Ah, right.
I do.
Like that. Let it come from our experience.
Swamiji, whatever activity we do, samarpana bhavana. Yattaroshi yadasnasi yadduvoshi dadasi yattapasyachi kaunteya tatpurushva madarpanam. Everything. I am doing this is God, this is for God, this is for God. Go on remembering God, that God dimension.
So how can devotion? It is okay, Lakshmi Narayan ji. What we are telling is we have heard that sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Now the question is, how can devotion to God be translated? That is the right answer. Whether it is coming from our knowledge or from our experience. That is what Papa is now putting us this question.
He says he is
To some extent.
trying to practice.
Some extent. Very good. That is enough. That is enough. Yat karoshi that nobody will be able to 100% do it with all our baggage. But at least we have understood and we are trying. That is a very good sign. Yes. And through this again we are reminded about Bhagavad Gita. Through this again, it is a practical application of spiritual values in daily life. That is the right answer. Academically, that is the right.
Swami, every day I am reading this, I am chanting this poem also.
Okay.
Every day, at least daily 3, 4, 5 times.
Very good, very good, very good. Yes. Then, anybody else?
Swamiji, while we chant Ramna, we have to remember ourselves that the Ram who is seated within is making us to chant.
Sure. We have to know. That is what we have been telling. We have to do this, we have to do that. What has been done by us so far? That is again a knowledge, That stage we have reached. We have to pass that stage. Whether we have been able.
Ramna, Swamiji, before the Satsang, we used to count the mala, but now my chant, the chanting has come slow down and trying to connect with
Good. Previously the attention was on mala, counting. Now slowly when we stopped that counting business, actually we are entering into the nama spirit. Very good, very good. So like that, once experience, that is what we need. Knowledge we have enough, Then.
Swamiji, One more thing, sir.
Eh?
As and when giving my chappals, I'm remembering this is that these chappals are using me.
Chappal,
Nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. Very good.
In a proper manner, Swami. In a proper manner, I'm keeping the chappals.
Sure, sure.
And I'm
Okay.
fresh also.
Then, anything?
go to the origin.
Go to the origin.
Go to the origin. Who said? Who says?
He says,
Ah,
go
okay. Go to the origin. Yes. Eh? Here devotees, they say, whatever we discuss here, at least 2 or 3 people join together and again go through the whole thing so that something remains with us. Otherwise, because of our various preoccupation, whatever concentration we have done at the time of hearing, it slowly, unknowingly gets diluted. So immediately or on the same day, what was it covered? So that is also a good practice, very nice practice. Then,
Stop asking things. Whatever you give, that's right. Not to ask anything.
not to ask anything.
Like that.
Yeah. That's why on the Guru Purnima day, it struck to us the wonderful words of Sai Baba. I give them what they all ask, so that one day they will come and ask what I want to give them. So we have been petitioning, praying for various things, relief from our pain, relief from anxiety, relief from uncertainties. So many things, we keep on asking for blessings. So that is okay. But Baba says, and I give them. I give them what they want. Until one day I am sure, one day they will come and ask me what I want to give them. Now you are asking that I am giving, but you have not asked what I want you to give. So when you say that we don't ask anything, that is the indirect way of requesting, praying to the Lord that you give me that. Even that also we are not asking, but automatically that is that unasked question, that unasked prayer comes. Acceptance of everything. That's a beautiful. Eh?
In one of his satsang,
Eh? Eh?
Sai Baba
Chitra.
said this sayings in one of his satsang.
One of the satsangs also you shared this.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Because this is something why he keeps on reminding us, because that is the stage we have to reach. We have been asking for blessings, this and that. As children, we have every right to ask, that is okay. But ultimately, it should lead to the state where we ask for what he wants us to give. This thought was given to us by Baba. No? We did not know about it. That we thought, we have to keep on asking. That is what we have learnt. But Baba says, okay, everything is okay. But one day you will come and ask, I am waiting for that day when you will ask what you want me to give or what I want to give you. And what he wants to give, that fullness. So that is why he has reached that stage, that fullness from where he can give to everybody anything. So even that thought, through Baba, now all of us have got this. You might not know that there is a book on Sai. That particular title of the book I don't know.
Satcharita.
There are so many, there are so many Sai Satcharita. This particular small book was authored by Arthur Osborne, for which, and that small book, preface, was written by beloved Papa. Arthur Osborne, a great devotee, he used to come here often. He met many saints, including Brahma Bhagavan. And then he wrote a book because Westerners don't know anything about Sai Baba. So he wanted to introduce the great saint Sai Baba to Westerners. So he wrote a small book. And for that book, Papa wrote the preface. In that book, this is written. Tomorrow, let me try in the library whether that book is there.
The book is there.
And if it is there, we will read out that particular portion. So, Arthur Osborne's book on Sai Baba. From there only we got this. I keep on giving so that one day they will come and ask me what I want to give to them. So this, even coming back to somebody's question, so this particular trip offered many opportunities through various satsang sessions to touch and kindle and remind ourselves of the various aspects of spirituality. Spirituality is nobody can say this is full. There are various facets, various sides, various approaches. Like, what we listed. Source of sources, for example. What is spirit? The sense of individuality and the spirit behind it. How to approach him? There are so many methods, bhajans, naam smaran, so many things are there. So ultimately, whether we are moving towards that is important. So, if all of you are interested, we will try to go through these one by one. It may not be possible to cover the whole thing because there may be duplication also, yes. So we will try to do something in the next few days to consolidate all these things so that repetition can be avoided, and then take up point by point, and then you all should come out. Then only it becomes lively like today. You need not think whether this is right or wrong. Whatever prompting you get, you share. Because we don't want the academic part. What he prompts you to share immediately on hearing this, that you try to bring out. Everything must be right, everything must be adding in its own way some clarity to it.
Swamiji, there is one book by name Wandering in the Himalayas by Chinmayananda. That's why Swamiji is wandering in UK, USA, any. The book can come.
We are talking about wandering in
Wandering in Himalayas. It's a book, big book, with all his experiences.
what is important is when you put it in the book, it will be there in the book.
Special points also being touched.
That is why we don't write, we are only compiling. Even many people used to ask immediately after Puja Swamiji Samadhi, why don't you write a book on it? Acha, so what? Swamiji also wrote, then who went through it?
Swamiji knows well that prasads are being given in the form of small books after the yajna.
Compilation that we are trying.
Yeah.
So you.
Here also it can be followed.
Oh. We will try to bring out all these in a small pamphlet.
Yeah, small books, with
Okay.
captions.
Okay. We'll try to do that. Now from this, God is intended. Select a sadhana and pursue it with persistence. Not today doing something, tomorrow doing something, day after tomorrow doing something. So we were quoting Papa's. Otherwise, we will not be able to dig. If we want water, we have to dig in the same place. After a few hours, suppose we change and again dig and then again change, we will not strike water. So like that, select a sadhana and pursue it with persistence. Maintaining equanimity with expanding our love circle. So many, some examples were also shared at that time. Handle everything with okay. Source of all sources, we have done enough, but still it is incomplete. Because why we say incomplete? Academically we would have completed. We went to Bhagavad Gita, we selected about 7 or 8 slokas. We went through it again and again and again. So the first part of knowing source of all sources, Papa has facilitated. The most important part is to go within. That cannot be shared, okay. But this should not be lost sight of. Each one struggled because the mind will refuse to go within. So what should I adopt to make the mind go within, to go its source? When he said beejam maam sarva bhoothaanaam, how am I to understand that the beejam? Because I cannot understand with my thought because my thought was not there when I was in the beejam state. But at the same time, now the mind craves to know more about it. So there should be an altogether different method than knowing other thing and then learning and doing something. Here, this particular subject, source of all sources, is something, we understand theoretically now. We have seen also whenever anybody who has connection with agricultural operations or operations in plantations, they can easily understand beejam, how the beejam sprouts and how the sprout become a plant and the plant become a tree and then how the flowering time comes and how the fruition comes. All those things we have seen. Okay, that is outside. Now in me, when he says beejam maam sarva bhoothaanaam, how am I to know the beejam when I was not there? So here an altogether different methodology has to be employed. Absolutely different methodology. So we pray to him, you give us that methodology. Anything that I get from outside cannot be the methodology. Intense prayer. Make use of Ram Naam for that purpose. Because Ram is the source. Ram is the source, and to know Ram, the source we are chanting, but we have not reached. To what extent we have reached only that person will know. So with Ram Naam, we try to go to the source of all sources. And when we are unable to proceed further, we seek his guidance. Yes. Go within and be merged in the self. Realize the self. That must be done by yourself. Ramdas is of help to you, no doubt. You must cling on to the Guru. Go alone and do sadhana. Turn your mind within in meditation. Lose yourself in God. Do not always depend upon the external contact. When Ramcharan Das was with Ramdas, he told him, you must rely on yourself. The influence of a saint may give you a push in the spiritual path, but you will have to tread the path yourself. He did not believe it. Ramdas said, your mind is externalized. How can you find the truth within? Ramdas is of help to you, no doubt, but you must not cling on to the Guru always. Go alone and do sadhana. Turn your mind within in meditation. Lose yourself in God. Do not always depend upon the external contact. So long as I am in, then he replied, so long as I am in your company, my mind is pure, otherwise not. So go within because it is externalized. So when you say we have attended Bhajan, we have attended the Satsang, and we are unable to retain this, it is answered now. You must not cling on to the externals. Turn your mind within. So that is why we pray to them, you give us the methodology. You make us to repeat Ram Naam with all faith. We have been doing it. It gives us some satisfaction, no doubt. But the fundamental thing of knowing our source, that means knowing Ram, Papa gives us some clue that it is a subtle and mysterious power. So what is the subtle and mysterious power, we cannot explain. But at the same time, we would like to feel that we have understood, no? So likewise, in every point in the satsang was very, 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 very was very, very interesting and inspiring to us. Because mysteriously he brings out so many of such revelations. And we were watching it, how does it come? That is why many a time we say, oh, it has come like this. Because when he gives it directly, we feel aghast. Human relations, source of all, the world we live in, okay. The sense of me and mine should know that it owes its origin to him. In spite of reading it, it refuses to acknowledge, It refuses to recognize. The I and mind was not there when I was in the beejam state, I know that. But still I refuse to understand the source. How do I know? When I deal with men and matters, I am dealing it from the me and mind level, not from the beejam level. The source. If the source is not there, I am not there, When we were working with Jain, previously we were taking it. One day when somebody, we went somewhere, yes, we went somewhere, we don't remember exactly. So along various things, the dishes, sprouted pulses were there. Mongo gram was sprouted and little spices also added. Otherwise it is very tasty. So he immediately said, I will not touch. So later on when we came out, I asked him. Nowadays we also don't take it after that. So he immediately said, if it is in the form of a seed, the life has not been touched and kindled, the life force. But the moment you touch and kindle, it wants an expression. That is why it has come out. And you are immediately taking it in. It is a great himsa. When we started pondering over it, it became clear to us That is because we have forgotten the source. We look at the sprout. The sprout is very nice, so we eat. But the sprout has come out, it has sprouted. The sprout has been sprouted only because in a conducive atmosphere where it was lying dormant, latent, It wanted to blossom itself, to come out itself. And at that particular moment, what are we doing? We are plugging it. Whereas in our backyard, when we plant, when we sow the seed, it sprouts, and then we keep on watering. What is the result? It becomes a plant. It bears flowers, then it bears fruit, and the fruit we are eating. We are not eating the plant. Even in spinach or greens, we are plucking the leaves. Then only we understood that. We are not giving, in our normal language, we say capital punishment, So he was very particular. Even if something is to be chopped, he will say, allow it to sprout. Because you are not taking away the life force. Uprooting, he will never allow. Pruning, everything is okay. Because you are not touching the life force there. So it's like that. So these are all the things which, go directly into your heart. Because we have seen this, It is not that we learn something and then try to implement, no. And he was telling it because he was going through the whole process for a number of years. And then he found out, and he did not insist that I should not use. But when he did not use, I know that he must have done, there must be a reason behind it. And then when he said the reason, we started reflecting upon it, and we were convinced, the confirmation came from within. Correct. It wanted to blossom itself. That was initiated technically by us, and then we are plugging it immediately, Suppose we are given a target and we try to bring it out, and somebody immediately plugs it. What is your reaction? You get dispirited, dejected, disappointed. I did so much, and then this is what he says, Think about it. So likewise, when we go to the source of sources, so many such teachings.
Actually, even milk, somehow that, because as a human being, the mother, when she, it's for feeding the baby. The milk also, that cow is done by God, produced by God for only her babies. But all of us are eating it, so they say, I'm not sure how it is. They used to be drinking curds, milk, everything related to baby. But that's only for the babies of the mother, not for us. How do we?
This question was asked to him. Then what he answered, it's okay for us. He said, first thing is, the baby should not take the entire milk. It will cause indigestion. Second thing, you are compensating so many things to the baby when you are in the form of fodder, in the form of grass, in the form of cattle feed, so on. So you are compensating it. Even if you are taking it, some portion, you are compensating it. Whereas when he refused to take honey, we were all taking honey. So when he refused to take honey, I asked him why. Then he explained that the bees go to different flowers, and they collect. Before that, they build up a beautiful beehive. Fantastic, to see that. For that, they take so many days, so many weeks. each chamber will be there. Beautiful. They bring the raw material and then they weave it and the beautiful beehive is kept. And then they go out and then collect this nectar from different flowers, go and deposit. Without informing them, without compensating them, you are snatching it away. So then he says it will have a karmic wrangle on us. So that is why in Jaina Shastra it is said that no, Madhya Mamsa Madhu Tyag, Ratri Bhojana Tyag. So this is the first lesson. So then we started thinking, Gandhiji was also a great votary and he was influenced by Jainism also. But he, in his ashram, we used to find beehive, bees a character. Then we checked up with them. Then Gandhiji said, yes, in the park, you have to put this beehive. You create a beehive. Not that you allow it. Then exactly in the shape it will be kept. These people go and take. We take 50% and leave the 50% for it. That is why Gandhi and Ashram, this thing, honey, is taken by many. But even then we are not fully convinced, so we don't take it. But at least Gandhiji says you compensate. You compensate, you prepare a place where it can come and deposit. And while taking it, don't take it fully. Take little, leave the rest to them. And you will find when you have removed some portion, the rest will be removed immediately by them. They will not trust you. So there are so many such deep involvement in spirituality, where we try to go deeper. It is to raise ourselves from the me and mine level to a cosmic level. We are looking at a higher level. Why did we bring that? Anyway, sorry. Source of all sources. Yeah, source of all sources. So that is something, very, very, very interesting. This we did not share there. This we today shared with you all. So that, Papa wants, when we share, it gets again concretized in our mind. What is getting concretized? Not the sprout, but the theory. Go to the source, go to the source, go to the source. When you reach the source, it's very interesting. So tomorrow we will try it, and you also please try. You must have heard it. So we would request you, those of you who have had the privilege of hearing the YouTube Satsang, if you can jot down anything from that and see whether you have tried to apply knowingly or unknowingly, and then tomorrow you can raise that. That will give us the incentive for us to dwell upon it more and more. Is that okay? You try, na? It's a new approach Papa is giving. Why nobody is answering? Only 2 or 3 answered? Everybody has heard, na? When we say Hari Om, everybody responds. Because in Bhagavad Gita, in the 17th chapter, there is Vangmaya Tapas. In that Vangmaya Tapas, it has been explained. One should not talk where the other party gets vexed. So as soon as, Hari Om comes, it comes to a full stop,
No homework in Hari Om.
No homework in Hari Om. Hari Om. So we will see tomorrow. Try your level best. All these things have come. Now we will try to put, as somebody suggested now, whether it can be brought out in the form of a small booklet. We will try. Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Jai Jai Ram Ho. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Ho. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Ho. Hari Om Pranam. Pranam Benji, but Hari Om. Pranam. Hari Om.
Hariom to all. Hariom.